Yo, yes. University broadcast live where we was going to talk to the prince. But through protocols and all, I don't know. But now I got to be no vex. Yeah, I'm tell you something vex, but now I go hold it up. I'm going to go and play some music and then go into the other part of the program because we have a whole heap of ones to talk to. You understand? Because this school is a very historical school. I think it's 180 years. But that's when I was about 5 years old it start. Believe you me. A serious thing. That school had some long time. But it's a very progressive school because I remember the days when they used to invite around there so to talk poetry and talk to the students them and all everywhere there. And I see them have well, we're going to have a break, you know. We're going to take a break. Break it up. The Art of War, we're there with you. Live from Jamaica University. So, alright. Alright. So here we are saying now. We have Dr. Osborne Pinnock, President of the Jamaica University, here with us. I hope it's not 2 minutes you give me now. Believe you,
I'm 2 minutes.
You're not a 2 minutes. No. You're a long runner, man.
Long runner. Marathon.
Right.
Yeah. Marathon.
All right. The president of the Jamaica University, usually them have principal. You're not a principal, you're the president. Well, explain the difference between the principal and the president.
Well, we do have the same role as the head of the institution. However, the title has changed to a president based on the USA system.
So they don't have no principal again then?
No,
you the principal president?
Principal president.
All right. So how long you been the president?
7 months.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
So you don't know when we want to ask you then?
Oh, yeah? Try me now.
All right. This is a two-tier thing. One, we come here to celebrate the passing through of His Majesty to this institution. But also, I am told it's 180 years since this institution exists.
Yes. Started in 1836.
Yes. That means that it is the first college in the Caribbean.
First in the Western Hemisphere.
You're serious?
Yes.
The first in the Western Hemisphere.
First of this kind. The first teacher training institution in the Western Hemisphere.
Who started?
The Michael. It came out of what they call the Lady Michael Trust. A fund that came out of Britain at the time where the money was a widow to his nephew. And he had to satisfy a certain condition by marrying someone who was said to be his cousin, and he refused. Okay. So he did not inherit the funds, and it went into a trust which was used to send for education in the Caribbean. And in fact, there are many Lady Michael Trust schools in the Caribbean. And this is the only surviving one. Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes,
that's interesting. And now it become a university.
A university college.
So tell me, what is the evolution process that caused for college to leave from college to university?
Well, you really move from a diploma granting institution to a degree granting and to higher degrees, because we offer first degrees and master's degrees in some areas as well.
Okay.
And of course the structure would have changed to accommodate that kind of transition where we have certain departments and offices that a regular college wouldn't have.
I know a student
full-time students and another probably 300 to 400.
Oh no, I have some more space, man.
Well, we need some more students too.
you need some more students.
Yeah. Education cannot be.
Alright, so if the space is smaller, you need some more students. How that works?
Technology.
Online. Okay, science.
So persons can stay home and access education.
Okay.
No longer have to hustle and bustle the traffic
and thing.
So that's our hope to,
Man, you talk for yourself, man. You want to stay home and look computer business.
I tell you something. Sometimes you try to stay home and work and it becomes even more difficult.
Yeah.
It's better to be in office.
Okay, alright. So, the college is here for 180 years. It has been offering different diplomas, degrees and everything there. But over the years I have been coming here. I mean, not as a student, but as an invited guest. We used to come here and do poetry. Them always have some kind of African retentive celebration, some black celebration. This is one of the only schools really where I say actually continue that thinking till now a year and have a history.
Wonderful.
But we're definitely put your mark in the museum.
Really appreciate that. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, the school to me personally have been one of them black activist kind of school, and I hope that continue.
Yes, we hope to continue on that road. And you see, the visit of the Prince just now symbolizes that our commitment to the African culture and to revisit our roots. And
well, man. The reason why the Prince come here, is because Haile Selassie did come here. It's not because Uno did absurd things.
We host him, didn't we?
Yeah, me know, but I mean, the historical reference for the Prince coming here is true. I started to come here. So it's not like...
And in fact, it's a continuation.
No, I appreciate what you said, because I show you say, you know.
I know you know your history, your culture, so I won't challenge you on that today.
Yeah. All right, so tell me what you offer the student them in relationship to, like on have a museum, what activity? What on have?
Lots of cultural activities.
For instance,
yeah, man. Where students are engaged in drama, in music, all kind of music. It's demonstrated. We have the drum is a big feature of what we use here. Symbolizes the African spirit, and of course there are many courses. In fact, we have a heritage. Cultural studies that deals with well, we have to deal with African literature and history.
Like what kind of literature are you talking about?
African history.
No, me know like what part of African history.
Well, it's West and South Africa.
Okay,
which responsible for our being.
So no go beyond slavery and all them places, like Dogon, the Dogon.
Well, maybe I forget you to come and teach a few of those courses for us.
So not go pay me?
Of course.
Okay, beautiful.
Why not?
But the camera there, the man say I come pay me for come teach no guy. We agree with it.
Yeah.
I'm in Jamaica.
I hope you remember. You don't remember that I was one of the persons who invited you on campus in 1990.
You know, some don't remember
to be a guest speaker at Irving Hall, and you gave us a lecture on ownership. And how we are training people to become managers and not to become. Yeah, I was the one who invited you to speak, and black music played.
What?
So how many years was that? Too long to remember, right? So I'm inviting you back to the Michael
to teach now.
To teach now. And
I don't know why you sound like a politician.
And for my students, my students to benefit from what I gain.
You saw what people tell us you're at 1,000 million.
I am not a politician.
You're not a politician. You never know, but don't sound like one.
Well, I don't know. I have no control of that. But yes, Muta, we really would invite you to come and speak to our students, because to be fair, some of them need a little pep talk.
Yes. What do you mean?
Well, some dress code and things, we want to brush up on that. And
you for that. You can't bring me up for that.
Yeah, but
only for that, like you for that.
Then Muta, if you want help, it wouldn't help a falling brother.
Yeah, but dress code, all you have to do is tell them so that in the manifest on no weird that come inside. They may not see that is coming out so weird. Yeah, but
you want no. We want us to see some of the historical legacy and context of this. It's not just to say don't do it, but the reason why. You know, persons sometimes don't change because they don't see the reason why. And maybe if we help them to get that historical background.
Give me one of the reasons why. Give me one of the reasons why the ladies must wear certain things come out of school. That's going to stop them from getting educated.
No, it may not affect their academic education. But there are other types of education. That's social consciousness that they need to pass on to the younger generation coming up. And so we want to model for them the way we dress, the way we carry ourselves, and the fact that we want to complexion.
Me like you. Even though your tie look like it's kind of tight, but me like you. Me like you.
This is temporary. This can change.
It's not me trying to figure out how that I go stop you from that the thing. It's tight.
You know? We can change.
So, dress code. What kind of dress code do you have inside there, by the way?
Well, the students need to look professional. The same way they would have stood before a class. It's just a start here. You don't just change overnight. So therefore, a part of the education is that you look
dress
appropriately, and that we you know, and because they have other competition and universities out there who can wear tear-up jeans. Some of them are tempted to want to look cool and hip, but we are saying no. You are being prepared for a very critical profession, and you're gonna shape minds and model for young ones. So therefore, you have to in who remain who we are, and because that we cannot change, and to accept, you know, where we are coming from, our roots, and to be proud of our foreparents and forefathers who were leaders in their time, and because of distortion of history and some unfortunate circumstances like slavery, we may have departed from that. Yeah. But they need to go back to that and understand.
So you don't have no class that the teachers, because one of the problems with understanding these historical things is that the teachers themselves is not equipped enough for impart that upon the student them. Them may read 2 books here something, but what is it that a school like this now is, you seem to be interested in that activity as history and heritage?
I think more deep research in these matters would probably assist us and to encourage our students as part of their coursework, and that would probably help them to understand what we are talking about. And therefore that we go beyond passing an examination. And as you delve into the matter and the reading and the history, you'll understand where you're coming from and the connection that we have with Africa. And you'll appreciate what Marcus Garvey and Selassie and those men, great men.
You teach about Marcus Garvey inside there?
Yeah, we do, but not enough. Not enough.
Then are you responsible for that?
Yeah, but me just start, so you have to come help me.
6 weeks, 6 months you say?
Yeah.
Me again that 6 months,
Well, yes. But you're going to come and help me as well.
Yeah,
you're one of my resource persons.
Yeah, but me say me again that 6 months.
Yeah, man. I've been dialogue with Julius Garvey to come down and
Julius Garvey, the clear America.
I know. But if I call him
people here who in the classroom who's supposed to be a teacher's thing, them need some, but it's a resource.
But we need professional development for our people as well. Everybody. And it's always good to
Me going
for yourself.
Yeah, man.
And you can select the place where you want to put the gift that they are donating to us. I'll let us select that place.
All right, definitely. Yes, we're talking to the president of the Michael University. Seems to be a cool guy. Me like him. Don't you like him, Shabara? You don't like him? Oh, the way I go, like, yeah, we like him. We're still up for the year. All right. Selassie came to this school.
Yes.
Maybe you're 50, you're not 50 yet.
Just about
50. That means I'm coming before you, man.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have is there anyone in right now?
Oh, yes.
That was here when...
She's right there. No, man. See her coming forward.
She's a teacher? She's a teacher?
No, she's a past student, and she actually met him when he came.
Oh, and him is what? A past student? Yeah, man. Yeah. So he was here when Selassie came here, and she was a student.
Right. There's a picture in the museum with him.
And Selassie?
And Selassie. And Miss Claudette James as well.
Okay.
So they met him 50 years ago.
Okay, so you know, so I don't talk to you now.
It seems so. But it's a pleasure to talk to you.
Oh, it's an honor talking to you.
Good to see you again, man. Enough respect.
Of course.
All right, good. Take care. Listen to Jamaican people.
That was Ashburn Pinnock, the president of the Michael Museum. We're going to go to the headline news and sports just now and then come forward with this live broadcast. Over to you in our studio. Okay. Coming live from the Michael University, celebrating. We have Roger on the line. Okay, we want to connect to Roger, who is on the road with the motorcade, heading for Jamaica College. Roger, how you doing?
I'm at Jamaica College.
Oh, them reach at Jamaica College, or you reach at Jamaica College?
Yeah, man, everybody reach at Jamaica College, man.
Okay, them a drive fast, man.
Yeah.
So what happening up here now?
What?
Yeah, what happening at the college? Where them start to do?
All right, right now they are having a function at the Carl Hendrickson Auditorium here at Jamaica College.
Yeah.
And currently there's a event happening inside where the Prince is being seated at the head of the gathering. School principal, acting principal, Mr. Rohan Wong, the head boy of the school, who was the head boy
at the time
BAYSEE in 1966.
Okay.
Yes, so he's gonna speak to the school population, and the Prince himself has just made a presentation of a gift to the student population here at JC. And I gather he'll be taking a walk over to the holy ground, what they call the holy ground here, or the former holy ground, where His Majesty had made placed some wreath there at that time. He'll also, because it's all in the footsteps of His Majesty. Bruce Golding, the former Prime Minister Well, he will make a presentation shortly, and currently they are playing some Bob Marley music inside the auditorium. Seeing a lot of people making their way towards the auditorium, some making their way from the auditorium as well. But
well, after me left, so we are going to university, go do a thing, but the program will already finish, so we're going to meet you back up at university.
Yeah, Musa, you were saying something?
No, I said that I will meet you up at the university. I will be leaving here and go up to the university.
Yes, man, because we're heading there shortly where we'll be camping out for the rest of the afternoon. So, of course, definitely.
All right, give thanks to Raja. Raja's
all right, bless up, man. Reporting
from Jamaica College where the motorcade has reached now. Now, come forward to Michael College, Michael University. We have two. Sorry for making so long. Yeah, sorry for. Eh? Eh? All right. All right. We're going to link with Jeline Pearson live from Trenchtown Multipurpose Center in Kingston, where there is a function going on there as it pertains to the visit of Emperor Haile Selassie I. Miss Pearson? Hello?
Hello, I'm hearing you.
How are you?
Hello?
Yeah, you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, too much hello, you know. Hello.
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, can you tell me what is happening in Trenchtown?
All right, so what's happening now in Trenchtown is that you have a good, large group of Rastafarians gathering, awaiting the motorcade with the Prince to visit, as well as Mike Henry. And in the meantime, everybody's enjoying themselves. And right now, I am here with Maxine Stowe, and she's a member of the Rastafari Millennium Council. And she'll be telling us a little bit about what we're to expect here at the Trenchtown Cultural Center. So, go ahead.
Hello? We are joining Trenchtown. We're waiting on Maxine Stowe to speak about the events and activities that are taking place right here in the Multicultural Center, right in the heart of Trenchtown.
Hello?
Yes, we're there.
You hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Maxine?
Okay, going right back on STEPPN now. Okay, go ahead. But we're here at Trenchtown that we have as a bird.
We're not hearing you too properly, do you know, Maxine? Maxine, we're not hearing you too properly. Maxine.
She needs to speak louder, because she's here with me and she's telling me everything that's going on, but it just seems like you're not hearing.
Yeah, the connection not too bright, so we are up talking in the background.
Well, we're hearing you quite fine, so I'm not sure what's going on.
All right, we have to come forward to Julian Pearson, right over there at the town, the Trenchtown Multipurpose Center in Kingston, where there are the activities also taking place as it pertains to the 50th anniversary of the visit of Emperor Haile Selassie to Jamaica. Meanwhile, we come forward to the ones who's waiting so diligently. We really appreciate you sitting here, waiting.
We appreciate
we love waiting. 400 years of waiting is terrible, heavy. You want to get where the other microphone there? No other microphone. All right. You are Claudette James Henry.
Yes, in the flesh.
Okay, Claudette James Henry.
Yes. Claudette
James Henry was a student of the year 1966. She was here, and she just showed me a picture with she and Haile Selassie. That is wonderful. How old were you at the time?
About 17.
You were 17 at the time?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Oh, tell me what it was when Selassie came through this place. Yeah? What was it like?
It was a literal chaos. I mean, the whole place was rammed. It was like unscrolling. But the security detail was able to escort him into the... Yes.
So where he went?
He went into the president's office.
Okay.
Yeah.
And him just there inside us, and the people them outside us. So
yes, and the people were outside, and we were inside.
So why you was inside? You was
on behalf of the college, I was asked to give him a gift.
A student of the year?
Yes. And that gift was a box of Jamaican wood. You know, where they have slices of maho and cedar. It was gorgeous, and he certainly liked it. You know,
they like the Aki. Him like Aki.
Yes, he
I
said
think it's
that.
because of the colors. Him tell that down here too.
Yes, yeah.
Like
I noticed the flag has the same
red, gold, and green.
Right,
the black put right. Yes,
of course.
All right, so let's explain to Jamaica the old vibes of you and as a student meeting this man who you don't know about, never hear about yet, but he was a very important man.
Yes, I thought just, you know, a great person, you know, gorgeous personality, and that. Yes, I almost wanted to turn over and stroke yours, you know.
You're serious?
And that's the same feeling I had 17 years ago. Yeah, I mean, that's when I was 17.
Yeah.
And so, what happened was that the newspapers had the headlines that Selassie speaks to Jamaican student in English, because he had been here for days before. Mm-hmm. But this was the first time he was speaking in English when he spoke with me.
You serious?
Yes. And you know that he mostly speaks French, as you were just saying, but he decided to speak in English at Michael. Not very much. He just said, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I was wondering what to do with the gift, because I wasn't sure he would shake my hand. And just as I was about to put it on the desk, his ADC took it from me and he shook my hand. And
you didn't wash it after that?
Oh, never. Yeah, so it's totally excited and honored. You know, the college was really felt blessed that we were chosen to have had.
Yeah, of course, because the oldest, I'm told that it's the oldest college in the Western Hemisphere.
Exactly.
All right, so I can ask you a question.
Yes.
I don't finish with you, man. You seem to miss. All right. You didn't know anything about Ethiopia before you meet the emperor? As a little girl?
Yes, man, I knew. We were knowledgeable in college, you know. We had to do everything about history and geography and current affairs. So we knew, we were knowledgeable. And of course we had to do our research just before he came.
We
couldn't let down the side, you know, Muta. We had to be there.
All right, in examining, not going through to meet him.
Yes.
Did you meet up on anything that surprised you based upon what the Rastafari body was saying, where people never really appreciate and accept? That's what I say.
Yes.
Like, for instance, did you say, but wait, no, this the Rasta them, did I say all while? Just spoke it up.
Well, certainly the great thing about the Rastafarian thing at that time was the diet and what it stood for, and the lifestyle, which is something which is being practiced now, and a lot of persons are learning from it. So that was the most impressive part of the whole thing. You know, and so we latched onto it.
Okay, so we have Mr. U. Morris, Justice of the Peace, Order of Distinction, and former National Coordinator of the Governor General's Achievement Award, Program and Farmer School Principal in Toronto. He attended the Micro University College during the visit of Selassie. You have a whole heap of things that go on around your name there.
Well, that's why we're colleagues. You know, I mean,
I don't have no road by name, you know.
Thing you mentioned about role models, because here at the Michael, it's a part of our history where we're trained as leaders, graduates of the Michael. You know, Michael was formed in 1834, right after the abolition of slavery, as you know, and so you know, we have a rich history there. In terms of role models, there are so many people. In 1966. Honorable Glenn Owen was the principal. He was the first graduate of Michael to become principal of Michael.
So you was what year?
I was a student here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
the same time with she?
Yes, man.
So you know a long time.
Yes, man. So this year we, as a group, we're celebrating 50 years together, and we have kept together over the years.
Oh yeah.
Right now we have one colleague who is working in Nigeria. One colleague who's working in Nigeria, and and we have colleagues all over the world, okay, who are in touch with us. But we go back to role model. On that day when Emperor Selassie came, not only were we celebrating the well, me for an individual, I grew up with a grandmother who was a Garveyite. And so I had my teaching through Marcus Garvey, and I know about, it's strange, we hear a lot of you talk about, I'm going to send you to Timbuktu. And not many
never know the place in Mali.
No, man, I knew then. I was fortunate to know that it was a place in Mali.
Yes.
And there's a seat of intellect.
First university.
Yes. So I came with that history. You ask about any surprises. The statue that we had in our mind of Emperor Selassie was a man who was at world fame and big. But when you see the petite, small man, you realize that Jamaican thing that we little but we talawa.
Yes.
I'm small but I'm a stalwart.
Yeah.
And that's all. And so when my father had me reading about Hannibal who crossed the Alps with elephants.
With elephants. Conquered the Italians.
And right over into Ethiopia. That is African history that we're all supposed to be proud. And I really must commend you on what you're doing for today's young people, male and female, to encourage them to be proud of who they are.
Of course.
We don't not into any bleaching, okay? Because you destroy what people before you have been fighting for.
Yeah.
When Selassie came here, I mentioned about Glenn Owen, the principal. But at the same time, the Governor General, the first Jamaican Governor General, was also a graduate of the Michael.
Yeah.
Sir Clifford Campbell.
And his wife too.
Right. And
his wife was here too, don't he?
Yes.
And she was a graduate here.
That's right.
Okay.
Think of the Minister of Education, Edwin Allen, the man who started Trenchtown Comprehensive High School.
Was a student here.
Also a graduate of the Michael.
Okay.
So we have a very rich history here, which I hope that the students who are on campus now can really gravitate
and
to continue that history. Because you asked the minister, the president.
The president, yeah.
Right. His predecessor, one of our batchmates, Professor Claude Packer, whom I think you know. He's the man who brought the Michael to university status.
Okay.
A Miconian and one of our batchmates who also met with Selassie in 1966.
Yeah.
Okay, so today's young people really must look at who we are as a nation, because that's what Michael is all about. And if you look at the history of Michael or the history of politics and everything in Jamaica, it's into development, national development. And role models to be out there and to take charge and be involved in the community development.
What is the Governor General Achievement Award program? What is that?
The Governor General Achievement Awards program was something that was started in 1991 by Sir Howard Cook, also a Myconian.
Where the whole on.
Yes.
So why you tell me, say, only just take over the whole of Jamaica?
No, because you see, Myconians are involved in development, national and community development. You go into any crevice. All of the people who say, well, we went to UE and we went to JC or KC or George's. All of them have been involved by influence
by a teaching from here.
From Michael.
Yes, all right.
And this is why Myconians left from here. A lot of people wonder, why did Selassie decide to come to the Michael in 66? Simply because graduates of Michael went to teach in Africa.
Yes.
And this is why, with artifacts from Edmund Kentish. You know that he's a Myconian, the great cricketer.
You know, so if you tell me any more about the boat on my corner, I'm going to want to come look. I believe you have a whole age.
Most recently, Lady Hall.
Yes.
Is on my corner.
Yeah.
You know, so we have bragging rights.
Yes.
And if you look at all the teachers who are out there,
most of them,
we hope. Amen. Effective teachers.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what we're talking about. Effective teachers who see themselves as professionals, not just a come by night type of person. Okay, so that's what the demand that we are saying to today's educators. The only way forward for our young people is for them to get a good education and an education that can be useful to them.
Yes.
Okay, and
not just a pass exam.
No, not just a pass. Coxon did. Today's music is strong.
Right from the Coxon. No, tell me say you to come on Michael, you know. I'm not going to follow if you tell me say you to go on Michael.
Listen, Coxon, you know, he was on downtown. And of course, Kingston Technical, that's where Michael was first, you know.
And me used to go at Kingston Technical. So wait a minute, me a piece of Michael too.
That's what I'm getting to. And you know, but Booker, you know, the color. The same thing as Kingston Tech.
Kingston Tech, I have a true in a Kingston Tech. But no, me used to go so you say Kingston Tech connected to Michael somewhere and another. Which part? Tell me which part I connected.
That's right.
Mr. Atkins come from Michael. Tell me.
Mr. Atkins.
Mr. Atkins, my vice principal, Capo we call him.
Brooks, who happened to be a cousin of mine.
They know you're not fat like him.
I'm happy to know that your program has its influence on in terms of being proud of who they are, no imitations, and we want to see that. If you look at ska and the scatter lights, you know, and that was a long forerunner before reggae.
Rock said it too. Rock said it too.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's important that young people today, and this is what my mission is. And you ask about the Governor General's Awards program. It started with that to recognize what Sir Howard referred to as the unsung heroes.
Okay.
People in the communities who go out there and volunteer.
Yeah, and do work.
And do the work without much recognition.
So let me ask you a question now. Like how this government have planned to do with the governor's generalship. The program is sponsored and is tutored by who?
It's sponsored by Jamaica National.
Oh, it's not the Governor General actually take part in it?
Well, it comes under his office.
Okay.
I'm retired from that program.
Oh, you're not in that program again?
No. Oh. But then the Governor General also has a number of youth program that they're really pushing to recognize young people.
But it will continue after them get rid of the Governor General.
Well, I'm not. I'm not. The use of word "get rid of." I mean,
well, is it true? We say, that's what we talk. You know, some people don't know if it's all right.
No,
what is the protocol?
It's a transition. It's a transition.
Transition from what to what?
Because they're going to be having
a republic.
A president. Yes, a republic, and so you have a president
that represents.
Well, the government.
Okay. The Queen will represent the government.
No longer representing the Queen.
Okay, so that's why I said the governor will get to that governor.
There won't be an office of the Governor General, but there will be an office of a president.
They will get to that. That means they will get to that office. You know why I use the word get to that?
They won't use.
All right, make me one say.
Yes.
As part of your, you can't say where you are. All right, so when we get to that, the Governor General now, that program will be...
Get rid of the Queen as head of state.
Yeah, but the Governor General represents the Queen. So if the Governor General not there, if the Queen not there, the Governor General not no more work. We have to do another kind of work. All right. So, but the program is still... And what I'm trying to get at, will the program continue? That's really the question. You don't know.
Maybe under a different name.
Okay.
Maybe, because if you don't have the office of the Governor General,
you can't
but I think the basic, you have to look at the basic objective is to recognize individuals who have made a contribution, not just adults but also young people. Okay. And so we are encouraging young people to volunteer, give back, help with nation building.
Yes, this is nice. We're going to take a break and come forward. Studio. Is there other students that now you are still in contact with that was part of that?
Yes, we are We have a mailing list of 35 persons who we are constantly in touch with on a daily basis.
And these were the ones who were there.
These were here at that time, all of them.
So it was great, it has great significance sooner than if we stay at 35.
And there is a person on this campus, Laban Rooms, who is head of the Michael Foundation, who is was a member of that batch as well. So Roy Reynolds is a lecturer here, and he was there in 1966.
Wow.
So we still have lots of links. And remember that the immediate president, Dr. Claude Packer, was a matric of ours.
All right, so what kind of job is it? Soon on the Kente strips. On the Kente strips, that's nice.
Thanks to you.
That's nice, the Kente strips.
Yes, of course, we have to keep up the side.
Yeah, so what kind of work you do?
We have maintained in education. I've been an educator all my life. So I left Michael and went just over there to the Michael practicing school. Glenn Owen called it the Michael Demonstration School. And I was a mentor and role model for the female students for a few years.
You was a warden over there?
Yes, just after leaving. Immediately after graduation, I became a warden for one of the Michael hostels. And then I went on to...
So they have living students over there?
Yes. They have made... Yes.
You're serious? I never know that.
Yes. There are several beautiful stories of ragging and all of that that went on.
His earplate can be poked on ear.
I don't think so. He will have to guide me. Some of it.
My brother look like he's a bad boy too, you know. Probably the young look like he's a bad boy, you know.
Yeah, we had we remember a famous drink we had called Pog.
Pog.
Yes, and so when we meet again in August, when we're having our major celebrations, we're going to have Pog.
What is it? Tell me what is Pog.
Pog is a drink like a but it had some Kool-Aid stuff.
Give me the ingredients, man. But tell me the soft part. You tell me the soft part.
We had to keep it soft.
Okay. Yes. Through the campus.
Yes, of course. Yeah. And then remember, we were kind of regimented because we had lights out. And we dare not break the rules.
So you used to live on the campus too?
I lived off. The women lived off. The men lived on this campus, on the Michael campus.
Okay.
Yeah. So Hugh lived right over there at Mills Hall.
You live over there, sir?
Yes, right.
So he was a man, they know him live over there. Well, I understand that. It's one of the men they will live allowed to live on the campus.
Yes. A hostel for women off campus. So we lived on Trevanion Road.
Oh, so the man them live on campus and the woman them live off campus.
Right.
So it's the woman them sneak on then, it's not the man them.
Never the twain should meet. So
yeah, of course.
Appreciate it and keep on.
The woman them sneak on then, it's not the man them.
Never the twain should meet. So
yeah, of course.
Appreciate it and keep on being a great role model.
All right, and
God bless.
Mr. B, give thanks.
Yes, give I know that you and I have something in common, having that we went to Kingston Tech.
Part of the Mycorian.
Part of the tradition.
All right, sir. Yes.
And keep up the good work.
Yeah, man.
I hope that young people, and I know that, as I said earlier, ska music with the Scatterlight and Coxsone and all of those were the forerunners. But I really hope that today's young people, when they make music, that they respect the female and respect themselves.
Okay, sir. Give thanks. Mrs. Henry and Mr. Morris. Yes, we're going to go now to... We hear that the motorcade reach up the University of the West.
All right, Motor, we don't reach the University of the West Indies. We're actually at UTech.
Oh, yeah, UTech, I want to stop them.
Yes.
So we are going up at UTech,
All right. He's inside the Prince Studies. He's inside the UTech Center for the Arts. And the cultural presentation is currently happening. Some Naya...
No, say what you say again, say what you say again.
Wait a minute.
Say what you say again.
All right. He is at the Center for Art at UTech.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's currently there's a cultural presentation currently on the way. Naya Bingi drumming and other things happening right now. And a huge gathering is outside the Center of Art here at UTech as we speak. You get that? Alright,
so what time them going to leave there?
Just to make a quick word with Bongo Herman. Bongo, what you saying? Just start quick.
Give thanks and praise, Jamaica, the 2 days of the blessed day, to remind me 66 when his Imperial Majesty come to Jamaica. Big crowd same way, enough people, enough bus, enough car, enough Rastafari.
Bongo Herman, I don't know big crowd same way, man. This crowd is not compared to it.
I remember the day when he dropped out there and they lightning turn out of the sky.
Alright, hold on, Bongo. Mota, you saying something?
Me say, tell Bongo Herman, say, this crowd is nothing compared to the crowd when they were in Island Selassie there. So nobody tell you about comparing the crowd now with the time when Island Selassie came there. They want to come to Jimmy.
Alright, you hear them, Mota, because we are
tell them to come to Jimmy.
Yeah, him say the crowd not big like we make it like 1966. We should know that still, but maybe it sounds
not flesh, but the big in a spirit. Why won't come and listen to our reference everywhere?
God in a spirit,
You understand? So he's still, like how his Imperial Majesty walk out of the airport a while ago in the spirit. And him son walk in the flesh. So you have to look on things in them kind of line ghetto, you understand? Why people, they all about in the mouth to listen to our reference now, And listen to Muta program, So it's a great thing. Muta, big up yourself.
Alright, you hear that, Muta?
Alright, Bongo Herman. So, as you say, we're going to reach up at university. Eh?
Where's the motor?
Me say, we're going to reach up at the university.
Yeah, man, I know, man. So the prince look like he might exit the place now. So we're heading to the university now, so.
Alright, so give thanks.
Let's go.
Yeah, Irie. There was a time when Rastafari could not even stand up at the gate. Rasta stand up at the gate, you hear say a weird, strange looking person standing up at the gate. Could you please remove him? Terrible thing. All the university was. First time Rasta stand up at university gate, man, may I tell you, you're feeling some icy people them stand up there. But things and times, the turn become a crown on the head of the Rasta man. That now we say that there's a certain, I don't love you, but I respect your kind of attitude. And you don't really have to love me, but we are demand respect. Because the Rastafari, brethren and sisters, that has put Jamaica out there through the music of Marley. And if there was no Rastafari, there wouldn't be any Bob Marley. So, respect is due to the Rastafari brethren and sisters who go through all of the persecution and the condemnation and the scorning and the dirty Rasta and the nasty head boy and the dread boy and all them things there. Now we say, that thing on your head, that thorn, has become a crown. And we love the crown. I buy your weave at shop. I could go like say it a locks. Anyway, we want to make a connection again. We're going over to Janine Pearson right over there at the in Trenchtown. Blessed?
Hey.
You can hear me good now?
Yeah, man, we heard you fine. Don't know what happened earlier.
Beautiful. So you can tell people in Jamaica what is really going on in Trenchtown. We know it is a celebration still, the continuation of celebrations that the Rastafari community is spearheading. So tell me what is happening in Trenchtown.
All right. Well, right now the program just started with some beautiful Naya Bingi chanting. Yes, and there is a great large group of Rastafari here just blessing and waiting for the motorcade to come through. But while we wait, we're here with Sister Maxine Stowe, and she is the council. Tell us, what the feeling here is like today as we're waiting on the motorcade to pass through Trenchtown.
Okay. Maxine?
Well, we've been feeling elated all week in anticipation of today as a spotlight day, right? But it's basically a spot week. So we are anticipating, the focus on our rights, because, His Imperial Majesty came here 50 years ago his presentation was about the rights of African people in Jamaica and the right to return and the right to, wealth and education. So in the 50 years, we have not received too much of that, right? Yeah. And so we have a new administration, and we're hoping that this spotlight, we were just at the United Nations deliberating about the rights of the community and Jamaicans overall related to part of our
rights
reparation that is going to become necessary. So, we just basking in the spotlight, but not necessarily happily. But we're just looking at the platform for us to advocate for our rights in this new administration. That has
I just skip to, I think it's yesterday, I heard that there was a march. What was that march about? Yesterday or the day before? I don't remember. I was here about it.
The march on Tuesday was for Jamaica, who is already a signatory to the Indigenous Treaty, to ratify the treaty so that the laws can be embedded in the Jamaican Constitution for the protection not only of Rastafari but all indigenous groups here, which we think all Africans are indigenous. All Jamaicans who are Africans, whether you claim it or not, you will be covered and protected under this indigenous rights. For your cultural lifestyle, how you think, and all of these things, you won't be pressured by the laws and rules. You'll have another set of laws that reflect who you are at your core. So it was an important law, even as the UNGAS declaration still kept ganja as an illegal substance and prohibited, even though it's been opened up for medical use. So that indigenous treaty is very, very important for us in our negotiations going forward as a nation on the rights not only of Rastafari, but all our population to use ganja, because we use it indigenously. Rastafari use it sacramentally. Jamaicans on a whole are recognized as using it indigenously, because we come from all our African cultures with this embedded in our cells,
So I'm told
that was an important time, because now they're talking about getting rid of the Queen. And so if you're getting rid of the Queen, then you have to reestablish your identity as a country.
Definitely.
Because you've been under this British monarchy, colonialism, etc. So I think it's coming together. United Nations, the 50th anniversary, because the 50th is a jubilee. So at a jubilee platform, you're supposed to be freed of all of the things that, you had gone on for the last 49 years. So that is why anytime you have a 50th, there's this great anticipation of something that should be happening to be freed from the last 49.
All right, so what will be happening? I hear that the celebration will be happening over a period of how much days? Because it started from first strong, or how it work? I wasn't here, I don't know what's happening. Tell me.
Repeat that again, Musa. We're not hearing that.
No, I'm saying that I wasn't here, so I don't know what is taking place. I'm asking, this celebration in Trenchtown, it has been happening before today and it will be happening after today. What will happen on the rest of the days?
All right, so basically, it will be happening before they arrive, and it will be happening after. So just tell us everything about the celebrations that have been ongoing. It wasn't here.
Okay. Well, we've been celebrating our rights, right? Because right now, the government of Jamaica and CARICOM has taken up our rights of reparation, repatriation. But we need to advocate more to get, because when somebody gives you a right, it doesn't mean that you have to practice the right. You have to, if a law is passed, it doesn't actually protect you. You have to, get the law into your hands.
Yeah.
So, since the beginning of the week, we have been talking about the ganja bill, because the ganja bill is a bill for the first time that has incorporated Rastafari in the law of the land. And so, even though it seems like it's a good thing, if you don't administrate it properly, it could actually become very harmful, right? So we discussed about the ganja was indigenous treaty, because after advocating for 10 years to get our Rastafari intellectual property rights, we saw the difficulty to engage those rights into the Jamaica Constitution. So we realized that we were advised by our lawyers that if Jamaica ratifies the indigenous treaty, then those advocacies that we have been doing, it will be easier for the government to entrench them in law. And with the non-passage of anything at the United Nations within ganja, and with us trying to liberate the market here, but not just for the industry, we have to liberate the people to be free to use it without incarceration. Because we brought in
legalization
criminal lawyer from America that shows the war on drugs has increased the prison population of America from 280,000 around the time that His Imperial Majesty visited here. 50 years later, we have over 2 million people in prison, not to mention the people who... So we have had an increase over the 50 years of like 10, 12 million incarcerated because of ganja. They have specifically said that ganja is the biggest use to criminalize our population. And if we're talking about America, we have to remember that the Jamaicans live in America. We are a diaspora, you know, so what affects America directly affects us. It's not like something else happening. Right?
All right, we have to move now, Maxine. We have to move.
All right, so we'll move.
We have to move.
Okay,
we have a limited time. So, yeah, give thanks. But I got a lot of information, though. Believe you me, a lot of information that. So give thanks.
All right.
All right. So we give thanks. That was a link from the Trenchtown, the cultural complex, and as we say, it is a part of the to Jamaica. You know, Rastafari has spearheaded these kind of situations over the years. And sometimes it might look strange to the normal Jamaican, but eventually they will recognize and see what their struggle was all about. Just like the ganja thing. You know, the amount of Rasta were dead for ganja in Jamaica. But now we say the world jump on it now and I talk about good for this, good for that, good for that. Them need to make one drug where good for make man stop, kill man frivolously. But that is it. But Rastafari, we here, we still there. I'm not going to get to it out of it. Trust me, I'm not going to get to it. Because sister was sitting in front of me as now. She is the guild for the students here, right? That's what I'm saying? The guild president. Okay. All right. So, you how much years you coming here? They informed you're the informed, no?
So we can work and try to solve this.
Yeah, but I understand this. Talk again. So I'm saying. And I hear all right, make a share mic. We can share mic. Can I come close to you? I come closer to you. Come here, I share mic. You turn the wrong way, do it. Yeah, me close. All right. Talk again.
So I was saying that the lady representative of the batch and the batch president, what happens when students in their particular batch have issues, they're the persons who are in charge of making sure that the core of the guild, including myself, the president, are made aware of these issues and so that we can work to find solutions for these issues.
Tell me some of the problems that confront students where you try to find solutions.
One of the major problems is financial. Time to time, some students, they don't have, because we have a cafeteria system for the residents. So the residents would pay for a package where they have lunch at the camp. So from time to time, we provide tokens for students who are non-residents who have a challenge in that area of lunch, and also for transportation at times.
To come to school?
Right. Okay. And there's also an issue of paying the tuition. Wow. At times we give grants and sometimes we refer them to...
tablet?
Well, we don't really have no tablets.
Oh,
no, but we refer them to persons.
So you don't use birth control here?
There's a nurse.
Oh, okay, that's how you take me that
out. Well, as a guild, we don't hand out either the electronical one or the one for birth control. We don't hand out.
All right, let me ask you a question. Today, you see this celebration happening, right? You wasn't born that time, but now you are what we call the president of the guild. it make any sense or it make any difference to how you view the school or anything?
Well, the visit today really, for me, it showcases and it adds to the symbolism of Michael University College. Mm-hmm. So while coming here, we hear of great Myconians. We hear about different visits, like from Princess Anne and other well-recognized individuals. So for us to have this visit today, it still symbolizes that we're relevant to what is happening and that persons in high places still feels a need to be a part of the Michael community.
All right, would it make you as an individual go and find out more about symbolism of this visit? Like how you hear the two persons who were sitting beside me and they were present when Selassie came here. Would it spur you to go on your computer and find out who this man named Selassie? Me hear this man about Rasta talk about this man all the while and him actually come at the school. I don't want to find out about him. It gave that.
As a matter of fact, I really think that the visit sort of, for me, it gave me a different sense of what the Rastafarianism is all about. And also it's sort of urging me now to go and find out more about their contribution and the link between the Rastafarianism and the Michael and Jamaica land.
All right. So they have a museum in there that said represent Africa and the Indian population that came from India. Most universities do have that kind of what is the Guild's participation in that?
Well,
if there's any.
Well, the Guild did not participate in the structure of such
I know what I mean, like by influencing.
All right, let me tell you. What the Guild does, when new students come, we give them a tour or make sure that on the tour, we show them the museum. And of course, we hand over to the tour guide of the museum so that they can brief the incoming
This is a mandatory thing that you have to go there.
So, well, we don't make it mandatory because we don't believe in forcing, but usually...
mandatory don't mean forcing.
Right, but when you say something is mandatory, people feel like they're obligated to go in. But what we do is to make sure that we talk about the importance of the history and the whole existence of the museum.
Who talk about history?
Well, we don't really... We tell them that Michael has a rich history,
but we can't pass Michael no.
Right.
When you say the history of the African and the Indian presence in the museum we're talking about. So we're not talking about Michael. We want to know if when the students them come here, if there is something that is saying, this is Africa, this is in India. The move from India to Africa, how the Indians came to Jamaica, how the Africans came to Jamaica, what were the Africans doing in Africa? Is that a part of the process so as to understand why you have a museum there?
All right. So there's not a structured program for that sort of thing. But as I said, we send them down to the museum and we do ask the tour guide to talk to them about what is in the museum and the different persons from Africa, India, and all sorts of descents who have contributed to the work there in the museum.
Okay. All right. You think it is important that get more into that aspect of the school, because now you know about the lunch money and the school fee and everything, but there's a part that we know that is from the cultural heritage aspect that which seem that not a lot of it here. When you look at the student them so you can't see them not really into them thing there. You understand them gone a different way. You think that the Guild could be a part of that process to develop, just like what the brethren say. I don't know if you was listening to him. To get the student them more involved in them cultural heritage. Not micro heritage. Not about the African Indian heritage.
I do believe we can be more integral in that aspect. Just talking just now with a few of my colleagues on campus, and we're discussing even the era of been passed down to us. It is upon coming to college that we reflect and realize that somewhere along the line we missed out on a lot of our roots. And I believe as a guild what we can do going forward is to have more of these open talks and more of the persons who are, deemed radical about the Rastafarianism and the whole going back to the culture, coming and sharing on campus in different ways, forums, concerts, however, because we know that we must include the art to also interest people.
The president just offered me a job here.
That's lovely. That would be lovely.
You think it would be nice to come here to teach?
It would be nice
to
come
to the
here.
Class?
I'd come to listen because I'd want to learn more. I always believe that there's something wrong with the history that we learn in high school.
Definitely.
And I feel that is why we feel it's irrelevant and boring to us as we sit and go through these classes in high school. Because it doesn't really take us through eras that we really find a sense of belonging.
Of course.
It's as though it was written by some people and passed on. So we swat and we make sure that we learn it and we can recite some of it for exam. But then you don't develop a natural passion to want to learn history.
When I was a child, I did think Egypt was in the sky. Because geographically, I never knew there was a geographical place that Egypt was. I went to not a university, I went to a college in country. And there was a map on the wall. And I asked the student, where is Egypt? Where can you find Egypt? And the students them couldn't answer. And I said to them, but the students them can't answer where Egypt there. I never asked the teacher them. And guess what? The teacher them never know neither. Yes, that's serious thing, Them never know say Egypt in Africa. I'm going to know about Israel and Egypt. Them don't know say Egypt in Africa neither. You understand? Most people when they go to church, I tell them, say, Pharaoh army drowned it in the bottom of the ocean and the Israelites was enslaved in Egypt. I say, well, which part of Egypt there? Them can't tell you where Egypt there. Them don't associate Egypt with Africa. As a matter of fact, them don't associate most of the places in the Bible with Africa. So all we know about Africa is bang belly picnic flying at them mouth and bugo. This is a different time now. Information is presented. And because of this thing them call computer, the information come faster. So it is incumbent on even the guild to present that part of the thing. Very important. We know about the hairstyles and the fashion of the ear and the lipstick and the Q-tex, and you can buy your own ear and buy your lipstick and buy your fingernail and buy everything. Woman, because you could go to a bed with a woman have all sort of fishy fat where you look at the bed in a slave woman, you look at that she puff up all sort of place. You understand? So what me really say is identity, we lose that. And schools supposed to provide that forum for connect back with the identity. And I think the guild, as the president of the guild, I think you should take it more serious.
Well, I agree with you in terms of taking it more serious, but what I'll say is that we have been cultured a particular way. And, as Bob Marley says, you have to emancipate yourself from mental slavery. I do believe that how we were cultured, you grow up, you act a certain way. There are certain things that you learn. From a youngster, you're taught church is the place. And so it was sold to you. Rastafarianism is a contradiction of each other in some aspect, because there's a religion brings about chaos. So it's as though you try to stay focused on the path of Christianity and you learn that all that is concerned with that. However, you need to know that Rastafarianism exists. So it's not packaged in a way that it's a part of who you are and a part of the beginning. So it must be then that you learn Rastafarianism. And so when you're even at school, we have devotion, Christian based. If you think about the basic schools, the primary schools, they really don't have a lot of cultural functions to expose students to the roots and that sort of thing. Even though we say the curriculum is widespread and it should produce a truly educated individual at the end of it. I do believe there are loopholes.
Yeah.
And I think that is why we really don't have a educated people.
Indoctrinated people.
Right, because education is not just about having a degree and all of that. It's more about your reasoning. It's about how you apply yourself to life. It's about how you think and all that is compassing education. But we're forced to think that passing and getting A's is the order of the day and the most important thing. So you won't find a student going and taking up a Rastafarian book or a book about Africa while there's CXC just above your head right there and you need to learn.
Well, I would suggest them do that neither.
Right. But
even more time outside
even
of
in leisure
CXC
activities, you wouldn't find a need to value it because you don't feel as if you're going to have to apply this in your everyday life. So I do believe it should be made more relevant to us growing up. So then we'll have a greater appreciation and then we'll be more interested.
Last question I'm going to ask, you have ambitions to be a politician?
Well, I do believe I would be a good politician. But let me tell you, I'm an educator who believes that
most educators turn politicians.
I believe because I think politics is about building the nation, and as educators, we task ourselves with building the nation. We culture, we nurture the children.
You see the one question I ask, say yes or no to know. You go around a long journey if you come tell me. But you sound like you're not a politician though. You sound like you move towards that.
But I must be a teacher. I must be a teacher.
Most politicians claim teachers.
I will be a teacher.
You ever hear Portia talk?
Yes, I've listened.
She sound like a teacher, don't she? She don't sound like a teacher to you.
Well.
No, but tell me well, I may have fighting you know.
What do teacher sound?
Like Portia.
Okay.
Not the chicken or the egg business where I work with.
Okay.
Anyway, we give thanks to you. We give thanks. Give thanks. I like you very much.
Thank you.
You know how to put across yourself, and you are a true guild president.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, give thanks. And I like your pearl over your neck. I hope it's real pearl.
It's not real pearl.
All right. Give thanks. Yes, this is the STEPPN Razor, the art of war. I was taking a break here. Live from the Jamaica University. We've been here from 2 o'clock and doing a lot of interviews here and trying to just understand the situation here in the school. We hear that it is 180 years old. Plus, this is one of the places that Selassie visited when he came here. So, we are here. We are now going to talk to the curator of the museum. They call it the Indian, African, Caribbean Museum. We want to find out Indian, African, Caribbean. We're talking to Mrs. Hyacinth Birch. Miss? You serious? Yeah, Miss?
Yes, Miss. Mm-hmm.
We are telling you, since I talk to you, I try to make friend with you. I'm a producer, I tell me foolishness over there, so. And a jealous business, I go ahead, total jealous business. All right, so Birch, tell me what, you are just a curator of the museum, or you are part of the...
I am the curator of the museum.
No, I mean, what else apart from just being the curator? Does that?
Well,
you are just a curator of the museum.
I used to be a lecturer in the history department too.
Okay. What kind of history you teach?
West Indian, African, Latin American, European.
Okay,
yes.
Right across the board.
Yes.
All right, explain to me why an Indian, African, Caribbean museum? Because you know they say out of many one in Jamaica, and they're talking about more than like the Chinese too. You know, you have Indian, African, Caribbean. Explain.
The artifacts
why.
In the museum, they were built to Jamaica by Dr. Aston Taylor.
Okay.
He spent 10 years in Africa, and he collected over 700 African artifacts, over 100 Indian and Caribbean artifacts. And he had cancer. He had his own museum at Lady Musgrave Road, and he had cancer, and so he willed the collection to Michael.
Okay.
So when he died, the collection came to us.
Okay, so since the willing of this collection, there haven't been any more added?
Yes, we have artifacts from Samuel Hart, from also the children of normal other persons.
I assume that when you say Caribbean, you're talking about artifacts that was found in the Caribbean as part of like the indigenous people of the Caribbean, like
mostly from Jamaica,
the Tainos and these people.
Well, we have not yet identified any from the Tainos.
All right, so tell me what part of the museum is the Caribbean? What is there from the Caribbean that is not identified?
Just that we have not identified. We have identified the things from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You see?
All right, for instance,
mostly Jamaican things.
Like what?
We have like the mortar and pestle. We have grater. We have brooch.
The coconut
iron,
brooch.
Yes.
Okay. But that is Jamaica. So
yes,
nothing from Trinidad, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Haiti.
No, I have not seen anything from those islands.
Oh, but that's why I asked you when you say Caribbean, if it include Cuba, Haiti, Dominica, Trinidad, and Tobago.
Well, it came to us like that.
Okay.
You see, because his museum, Dr. Taylor's museum, was called the African Museum.
Yes.
So we have kept to that name.
The Indian African Museum.
Yes.
But on add Caribbean now.
No, it's India, Africa, and the Caribbean.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm reading it here, I am thinking that you have things from India, you have things from Africa, you have things from Caribbean.
You're right. The Indian ones were the ones that we were not able to identify.
It was willed to you from.
Yes.
And the African ones also.
Yes.
So what I'm now contesting now is the Caribbean part of the artifacts. Is there artifacts there, not necessarily Jamaica, but from Haiti?
I have not seen
anything like that.
Anything from. I don't say that we don't have them because some pieces up to now
not identified.
They were not identified.
Okay.
Or they are not identified.
Okay. Because what I find is that we're presumptuous sometimes when we talk about the Caribbean and things like Jamaica we talk about, and then we say the little island. Oh, yeah, the little island them. You know, and the language. English is the least spoken language in the Caribbean. You know, but because we talk English, we feel say everybody talk English too. So it's the same with the Caribbean thing now. I would have assumed, because there was a Taino museum near Spanish Town, that village there. What happened to that, by the way?
Well, I suppose you'll have to take that up with the Institute of Jamaica.
You know, I know you're never tell me that. You know. All right. So, what is it that you're trying, the school is trying to achieve by putting a museum inside?
The African pieces especially, to be shown to the children of Jamaica.
Yeah.
He wants them to know their roots, know all about their roots. And so, that's why we have opened it up. You see, we could not just keep it to ourselves. And if you go there, and it's a shame if you have not visited it.
No, I'm going to go down there when I finish.
Right. So, because we have, I think this is the most comprehensive collection we have in the Caribbean.
Of African artifacts?
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Okay. We have all different types of artifacts. We have ceremonial pieces, and of course we have utilitarian pieces. We have...
What is utilitarian pieces?
The pieces that they use in everyday life.
Okay.
For example, we have like food tray.
Okay.
We have spears and swords. Some of these were used in fighting. Some were used in hunting animals. And some were used in ceremonies.
Suppose I tell you something. You sound like you're describing my house.
Oh, so you have some pieces to give to us.
No, not pieces. I told the president that I would give him a piece. I would donate a piece here. Okay. But when I hear you talking about all these things, it's all like you came to my house.
All right. Well, you come and look at what we have.
I am coming.
And if you have something there that we don't have, can you please donate that to us?
I will give you. I made a commitment from a longer time. So how long this museum is there now? How long it has been there?
It has been there since 1986. Yes.
And it's outside. Can another school come and view
visit?
The exit? Yeah.
Yes. Coming even today, we had schools here.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we had St. James High coming up, and they visited. And we had other persons coming.
And you have to go over the same thing every time. Something like that, we have to go over the same thing.
Well, we do change the artifacts, you know.
No, not the artifacts. You who have to explain, you know, and then the next group come, you have to explain. Is I have every work you have, ma'am?
Oh, well,
yes. Every work,
yes. But we need to get more schools coming to look at the pieces. Because the schools have not been coming
as much as you would like. Yes.
So I hope this broadcast
will trust me. It will.
To have them come. And sometimes when they come into the museum and they see ordinary things, like for example the Jamaican things, they see like the coconut brush. They don't know what it is.
They never know if it's coconut.
We have like the cutter.
Yeah, when they put on for carry.
They don't know what it is.
These ladies stand up in front of me might never know neither.
It's true, you know. It's true.
If you ask one of them and you're like, how are you not talk about foolishness? Yeah.
Yes. So I'm inviting you all to come down and take a look. Yes.
So, all right. It's not a charge thing though. You don't charge. You charge. We have a school coming in. You have a charge.
We just ask them to give a contribution of $50.
Okay, that is charge.
And the teachers, they will come in free.
Why? Why the teachers free?
Because we want the teachers to take the children. So we allow the teachers to come in free.
And the children pay. That's all like wrong side thing. That's all like you have it twisted. I like the idea of a museum in our school that have African artifacts tonight.
Yes. And I tell you that most of the universities abroad, they have museums on their campuses.
Yeah, man.
And so it's not strange that we should have one. I think we should embrace this because this is the first one that you'll find on a university campus. Yes.
Can you imagine that the University of West Indies do have something like this? It's amazing.
That's it.
So you intend to expand? Is there any way to expand this, or
yes,
what?
We are still collecting. So persons who have African artifacts, they can bring it to us. And we have a Mica museum there too, you know. So we collect things from Mica, the things that have been used over the years. And we have like documents coming down from when the institution, the 1880s, 1890s, we have those. All the correspondences with the trust.
The lady that was here, that was a child, was like a student at the school. She showed me a picture with she shaking Haile Selassie's hand. That would be a big.
Yes, we have one down there.
Down there, yes,
we have that.
Well, you know, I'm looking forward to go inside here when this program is finished, and I give thanks to meet you. You know.
Yes, man.
Yes.
And I do hope that you will continue the good work, and when you come down there and see for yourself, you can expand on what we have just said.
Definitely. Thank you very much. Okay, so so a very soft-spoken lady, I must say. I don't know if she's tired, but she's very soft-spoken. Okay, no eating right here, so. I want to move from here, so. IRFM crew, move. Eating, and you might drop the thing. Hey, Cuba, you're supposed to know better than Reggie. Oh, you bet the people that eat in front of.
Oh, you can't stop them.
Oh, you mean you can't stop them? Let's use the boss. Anyway. Okay, this is We're done, you know. Music news. Oh, 4:30 music news. Okay. We're going to go to 4:30 music news. Music news. Here goes. So we have an event taking place Sunday. Okay. We'll work with that. Cuban, Ghana, Australia. Cuban, come back to Cuba, Virgin. Okay. So, as we have said, we have an event that takes place on Sunday. It's at this Poem Worlds and Agro Festival in honor of the founder of Dub Poetry, Okonuro. And this will be held. Well, it started there actually, but now it's gone back there. It's the College of Agricultural Science and Education, and the promoter used to go to that school. I don't know why I'm leave, but we're going to find out. All right, put on, Virgin, ready. We're ready now, man. Put up the phone, man.
Yes, I. Yes,
so, you know, man.
I give thanks, Muta. Rastafari.
All right.
Honorable, you know.
Yeah, so, why you carry it go forward at the agriculture?
Why I carry it go forward at the College of Agriculture? It's because it's really the College of Agriculture. Because when you look on it, this Poem Words and Agro Festival, you know, seed for seed exchange, you know, where we're inviting the farmers them to carry their natural, ital, organic seeds and participate in our seeds exchange. So we feel like sharing a forum like this now with the students who are studying agriculture now would really bring a different perspective to the whole curriculum.
Okay.
So, and witness the poetry, the spoken word, you know.
And we noticed that it gone free again.
Yeah, it gone free again because we are trying to use that strategy to kind of generate the vibration towards poetry and the whole movement, you know, of poetry. Even though we say free, we're accepting donation at the gate, you know, and we also have a page, a GoFundMe page. So it's GoFundMe.com/ital seeds. So if anyone want to contribute toward this Poem Words and Agrofest, you know, they can just go online, you know, /ital seeds and, you know, make a contribution. You know, they can reach out to I&I 573-1851, you know.
All right. You just show me a bridge a while ago. What's name?
Rastatiba. Put
on the phone and come around so little bit.
Yes, Rastatiba.
Everything phone. If you buy cameraman, all right. Here we go.
Yes, Rastatiba.
Rastatiba. What name the pan this process, you know?
Yes, greetings, Muta.
Hold on the Rastatiba. I see you have my little girlfriend point again, Raquel Jones. Raquel Jones. No, me have a favor, Raquel. I see you have Raquel Jones point it again. Wonderful. All right. The IBS, which part of the IBS?
Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, Brooklyn. All right. So you hear me say now, you know, say, me never really hear your poem them yet.
True.
How come?
No, you know, before we migrate, you see when you start cutting edge, if you can check your archive.
Me?
Yes, Muta.
Sure.
About 96 or something. No, not 90. Well, 93.
And you want me go check the archive?
No, what me I say?
Yeah.
You.
Yeah, but
I want the first man me expose my works to.
You're serious?
Serious.
Which poem did you read that time there?
My time.
My time?
My time,
your time?
my time. Your time and your time.
All right, tell me the poem. All right, read the poem where they read, but my time and your time.
What a degradation of a nation whose civilization brought elevation, concentration, positive vibration to the children of Zion. Where are the children of Zion? By the river of Babyland singing those strange songs, innocent, vulnerable, never taught, yet having visions of the river Nile. Passing the worst was mandatory. During those ordeal we got our distinction. The seed, the plant, and the crop you will reap. Don't foresight to harvest your grape, bottle your wine. Your aging process will take some time. We pass to the eat now, we pasteurize. God bless you, she will bless I and I. My time and my time. Your time and your time.
What that poem did read?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
So you know recorded?
Well, you see,
Rastakura a big promoter now.
Yeah, you see the one reason why I never record it now. Me too many are far. Me search for reggae music. You see, you don't want the man them who deal with the root, and too much people are go in our way for reggae music.
No, but why you talk about the people them from? I ask you why you never record your thing.
Why me never record? Because me grow my daughter. I'm the one focus on her education. She graduate next month from Astra University. She study anthropology.
So how long she go to school now?
She go about 20 odd years. Me take her
she go to school for 20 odd years?
Yeah, me take her from, she has 6 from her mother. So me from time the tour.
And that will stop you from going to the studio 1 hour?
No, you see what me know, due to a one pick me have, me never want to lose her to America. Because when you have your picking them and you can't go to America, you lose them to some little full rare vibe. So me stay with her night and day. I know she ready.
You could have carried her go to the studio still.
Well, you see her mother, I never want her mother to feel disappointed. You may take her.
So where her mother?
Her mother there in Jamaica.
And you there in New York?
I'm there in New York.
And you there?
You there in New York.
Okay.
So she'll graduate next month. So and Tukura, I do this thing here, so I'm forward and say me I definitely come get Tukura straight. Because when I come to Brooklyn, I'm really do a great thing for the post. Because I'm over there, I'm kind of lonely because enough man now promote it, you know.
But then if you carry your wife over there with you, man.
Lonely at that no point, you know, you don't think I have nobody really enough at all.
Lonely if you are alone.
Yeah, if you are alone. You see, I want to be love it both. A youthful way, because they say seriousness
forever young man.
Yeah, seriousness is supposed to have a human to it. You know, it's supposed to can laugh about seriousness. I love that about you. I admire.
All right. So it's the first festival, poetry festival you ever take part in?
Yes, first.
It was serious thing.
In 20 odd years.
The first I ever take part in.
The last time I performed in that place in Portmore. I come from Portsmouth. Big up Portmore. You know, see it. And when I go up on stage, a man say, me no want, you know, what's it not dub poet. And when me done.
What you call what's it not dub poet?
Me no want hear.
You mean like Takura kind of poet?
No, like the BAYSEE. The man say, me no want hear no BAYSEE.
Which dub poet do that?
My brother in the stand say, he no want hear me.
The only BAYSEE me know a DYCR.
No man, a BAYSEE. He said, you know what, so when him said that, I say, toom, and the man them take off. We have to lock him backstage, you know, see, and them go and say, boy, what's that about? Oh yeah, them are you may follow what?
You know, so me understand what you say. But no, seriously, explain what you say. You said don't a Portmore.
Don't a Portmore.
The
first time I do a dub poetry, meaning the stage in the plaza. The first show them have in the plaza at Portmore. And me build a stage to come with a carpenter at the time. So I build the stage. And when I build it at a carpenter at them time, I say it's the first show player so I want to perform. And I get the opportunity to perform. And the tune was a Benny King. Toom.
Wait the night.
My life is not the nice type, and every time I stop to check my life, I am blown in tears. I wonder why we just a fuss, a fight. Water rate come like bill too.
I tell you, like bill too. Goes lamp again.
Yes.
Murder that, you know. Well, Bridget, we can talk to me just still.
Yeah, man. The honor for me.
I look forward to the hype. So how long am I give on the stage? 2 poems I give for me?
No, you might give me around 25 minutes. So I do some night. I do poem for touch every other people. Because I want to touch old people. They stand by me.
The old people are over there.
Yeah, there's mature people. You know, see it. I want to touch young people. Because I write poem about the youth. You know, see, listen to the youth when them talk.
No, what you said, no, you're going
to. True, get them out. So, more the young.
So you have 25 minutes.
Yes.
All right.
So
I look forward to the eye.
Yes,
Takura, come forward. You can talk about your time.
Yes, Rastafarian, but big up yourself.
You know, say you look and say you have you look and say you have 25 minutes. Me spend 10 hours to fly from Jamaica. You see? No, first of all, I spend 3 hours to reach New York. And me spend 10 hours to come back on a plane and 12 hours in the airport and through. And a 3 poem I read when I left here.
3 poem.
You believe that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. But you see the 3 poem I'm reading now is like 17 poem there, it's like a sting.
Mr. the hype on
you see on
Facebook.
You see the place where them put that. That's why I tell you it's a Jamaica kind of last, you know, and me and Babs Green just said some things on the newspaper and trust me, you see if me not if it not come up back again, me and her. Believe you me. You see the place where me do the poem, you know? you'd have never believe, say, it's a theater, wall-to-wall carpeting. I mean, everything just, the sound, you never hear sound like that in your life. You
Fine style.
Oh, gosh, man.
Selassie, yeah.
And them present the poetry in a way. You understand?
Definitely.
So me I say now, if a man pay my fear, if you left yourself, you go clear over this one. For read 3 poems.
Yeah.
It's a serious thing. So you come here and do 25 minutes.
Yeah, man. I don't want to tell you, say, you know, I'm in a new movie where Tehut Nine promote right and only what goes around comes around.
Yeah. How much minutes you give yourself?
How much minutes I give myself? A nice 25 minutes to 30 minutes. You know?
How much minutes you give you?
I mean,
3 poems I do.
A 3 poems I do. I mean, well, any amount of time where 3 poems take.
All right. So, you know you want to talk about the agro thing, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, so we don't have no time because I said, look for that over there. So
all right, yeah.
You see our face?
You see our face, man.
Do you like our face look?
Yeah, I like our face look. I don't like what you think. Yeah. What we say about the seeds exchange, we invite the farmers them to carry them 3rd generation seed. Seed that them have that them know say them never buy at the store. Or seed that them plant and them reap 3 or more crops from it.
Make sure say not
GMO. Because when a seed is been genetically modified, it actually loses its ability to reproduce. So each time the farmer want more seed, ITAL organic seeds and participate in the seeds exchange, and we ask the people them to label the seed, write on the package what type of seed is in the package and how long you know the seed, how long you've been using the seeds. Like for instance, you've been using the seeds for 10 years and they give you 5-6 different crops. That information is relevant.
Alright, your mother suggests to you now, you should have a bank.
Definitely, but this is the part of the seed bank. This is
no, but mean like you talk about exchanging of the seeds with other people, but you personally should have a bank where all the people that will come and seed, you take some of that seed and store it in a bank.
Definitely. That's a part of the plan.
Okay.
That's a part of the plan, you know.
So it's Sunday.
It's Sunday, 10 a.m. Yeah, the only show that will be in Portland on Sunday is this poem Words and Agrofest at the College of Agriculture, Science and Education. You know, it starts 10 day show. So you just come in and the whole vibration. I will say it's free to the public. Donation is accepted at the gate. So everyone is welcome. Whether you go to school or you don't go to school, you can just come forward and support this poem Words and Agrofest and have a nice
so I mean, when I tell you, say, when you look on you think, this is what you think, this is what you do a while ago. She means we must make a stop talk now. I'll go to the cash pot. Okay, cash pot time. So, we give thanks.
Yes, sir.
We go there Sunday and we hope, say, Shama,
yeah.
And I love say I one of them something there. She don't want nothing culture. It's going to when she work, she go at
most of IRFM staff have been to this poem
not
already.
She.
No,
and not the one Tony over there, so.
Most.
Alright, so we are going to stay tuned, listen up, top draw ladders, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, and catch pot. Drive time draws up next.
Yes, Motor.
Tell me which part they know. Tell me say they are Ethiopia.
Why? We're there in spirit.
Oh, the boy coming out.
We're there in Jamaica. We're there in Bowl right now.
What going up there?
Well, the prince is on campus. He is touring the museum and other places on campus, but we are at the University Bowl, the sports area, where there's a large tent, large gathering waiting for a ceremony to take place shortly, which I gather you'll be here.
Yeah, I will be there.
It is raining. A lot of drumming, a lot of chanting, and a lot of talking about Rasta talk, Africa talk, and everything. The vibe is cool. Pot is bubbling with the pot on fire, and woolly roast corn, and ital stew, coconut, banana, fruit, everything, including the great herbs. Everything is here right now, and they are just waiting the arrival of the prince, who is on campus, but not right here at the moment. So we're waiting for that, and then the function will be on in earnest.
Well, I hope that when we reach there, it don't finish. How long it's supposed to go on?
Well, it don't start yet. That's for sure. So I don't know the specific time, but normally
another 2 minute thing.
But it don't start yet. Definitely don't start yet. So you might when you reach, it might be on.
Again, before the program so done really, but I hope we can join again. We'll give thanks, brother.
Yeah, man, I'm here, you know, whenever.
All right. Like she's there. Hello, yes, Miss Pearson, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
All right, what's happening now? The program start?
Yes, man. I was just telling you that it's a bit rainy over here, but that hasn't stopped anything from happening.
Yeah, well, it's a bit rainy here and a big rain up the university, but, you know, that now stop it.
Well, I can tell you now that, you know, everybody is inside the a deep conversation on repatriation.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, so they've been discussing, you know, ways to go about it, you know, how it would affect them as a religion and how it would further push the Jamaican people forward in the eyes of the world.
Okay. Is it reparation or repatriation I'm talking about?
Repatriation.
Okay.
Yes, my apologies.
All right, so what time the function supposed to go on to?
Well, I think they're waiting on Mike Henry now. He was supposed to be on his way here between 5 and 5:30 according to the program. And I also see an end time of 8 o'clock tonight. So it seems like it's an all-day function.
All right. So, and who you say speaking there? There's not an individual who's speaking there, no? It's just a group.
There are more than one speakers because you have Millennium. Then
the Millennium Council, they're the ones who put it on, yes?
Yes, and I'm sure there's some Nyabingi Council as well.
Yes.
They were leading the chanting as well.
Yeah.
So it's those two.
All right, well, you know, this program soon finished, so I hope we can get the link again before. I don't know what can happen between now and we finish, but, you know, if Mike Henry come, you can link with.
Yes, because that's exactly what we're waiting on, because he's the one who has been leading this charge, so we want to hear what he has to say on the matter.
Okay, all right, Mama, give thanks.
All right, thank you.
Yes, that was the IRFM covering it from here, there, and everywhere. May I tell you, comprehensively. And again, before the program so done really, but you know, it's part of how Rastafari view themselves in a system that is not designed to allow us to be ourselves. You know, we see so much false thing going on right now that it's amazing. But as we said before, Barish Evans, the late Barish Evans, declared that Rastafari is the memory of the Jamaican people, and that is that memory that going to decide the outcome of everything. You think it's joke we make? It's the memory, that DNA bank where we have in a way that will come across, and not by free will but by force. It's that part of it going to decide everything that take place here. And we know that this government, different kind of government, I mean not different kind of government, but it's a different party. We again, once again, that most of the atrocities that was done to Rastafari in Jamaica was done by the present administration. Maybe not the same people, but the present administration. So there's something that needs to be rectified. And the reason why I bring up that again, and I will not stop bringing it up, is because we have Mike Henry at the function. He has been one of the persons who, not as a government man, yet still as a politician, who has been continuous speaking about reparation and repatriation and ganja. So it is not a surprise that he would be at Trenchtown. But we are still recognizing that it is his administration, his government, that has created the most atrocities on the Jamaican people from them time there until now, up to what them call Tivoli Garden. recognition of that atrocities, these atrocities, by the government. That about public apology. Public apology. And after the public apology, we can see what is necessary to help the survivors of these atrocities. From the 50s come right up till now. Those atrocities have maintained itself. So, Mr. Remnium, the Prime Minister, the most honorable, because that they call themselves now, most honorable Saint Andrew of the Older One. We are calling upon you, even though you are what you call after independence born. But you must know what your party has been doing over the years. We are saying to you that you need to educate yourself and recognize that something needs to be. But the minds of the people them need to be fixed. So, we want to tell you that there will be a break at this moment in time. Okay. Breaks is a stepping razor. Live from Michael University. So, we want to remind that there will be a shuttle leaving from UTEC at 6 a.m. on Alfred Tree Road, a total gas station from 6:45 a.m. to the Disporum Worlds and AgroFest at the College of Agricultural Science and Education in Portland, Sunday, April 24th. So for more information, call 573-1851. We're up on the lap, you know, we're up on the last lap, you know. We want to give thanks for Tony. We want to give thanks for Miss Preston. Where this lady her name again?
Tawanda.
Yeah, me like that name there. Tawanda. Yes. Definitely not a European name, that. Definitely not a European name. Well, all right, so we get the list of the people there before we forget anything. And then you say, why you never call my name? Okay, okay, all right. We want to make mention of Prince Ermias, Dr. Michael Barnett, Dr. Osborne Pinnock, Miss Hyacinth Birch, Hugh Morris, Claudette James, Darcia Miller. Who is Darcia Miller? Oh, she is, okay. Shamara Preston, Tony Ann Lindo, Errington Roberts, Roger Asphalt, Julian Pearson, Kenyatta Miller, Nicholas Francis, DJ Neil, Karen Francis Edwards, and Mistress Wolf. Sashana Sanderson, Narisha Jackson, Errol, Tawanda. Nobody not put my name on them thing, but I know nothing. Me not say nothing. A Shamara doing them there, you know. Me not say nothing. So, yeah, man. Say give thanks to the moment, give thanks to the time, give thanks to the president for having us here, and those of you who actually invited. I mean, accept that we can come here and do a live outside broadcast. You know, so after we've done that, we'll leave and go to the university. Yeah, we don't know about we still. I personally, I go to the university. Everybody else I go watch it. Except, you know, I go watch it. You're serious? At St. Thomas you come from? Alright. I love St. Thomas, you know. Yeah, man, as long as the where I come from, I love it. Okay. Every time I hear. But just want the people them know that it might look simple what has been done today with the Rastafarian movement, but it's something that will echo and reverberate right through the earth. Believe you me, because there's so much aspect of this will be social media will be placed on social media by the different people them who take part, and then the world will see it and respond to it. You understand? It will be responded to. Because once we could have do this and it's still at Jamaica, but now we do it and it's gone all over the world. The program. All right, what happened over there so now, differently? What happening? Him come
right,
Mike, can we come?
Yes, Mike Henry has arrived, and trust me, he's getting the crowd because first and foremost, he has announced that he is going to work on back to Africa.
Okay.
So that's one of the big announcements.
That's what I'm saying.
Making. Yes, I'm saying. Yeah. And he has also announced the fact that he does not want to necessarily remove the Queen as the head of state for Jamaica before taking her to court. It's a formal apology from her for what she has done to Jamaica in addition to the monetary payback.
Yeah. He has been saying that for years, but now that he's part of the government, I hope that his friends will listen to him.
Yeah, but he said he's removing himself from the government when he says this because he's speaking as an individual. Yes.
He must attack as individual too. That's how it go. Anyway. Yeah. All right, Mama. Give thanks here.
Yes, all right.
All right, Mama. Yes. From his wife, Karen Boucher, from the Jamaica University. They say they have their 7th anniversary on Tuesday, April the 19th. I gone, you know. Don't bother send no more paper over here, you know. Yeah, that's all. What's there? All right.